Showtime?
It is.
Let's call the meeting to order. We'll note the presence of a quorum with all commissioners present. I'd invite you to please stand. And before we do the pledge, I'd like to have everyone take a moment of silence for Rusty Liljenquist, Cass County Commissioner, passed away on Saturday. So if we could, prior to the pledge, have a moment of silence. The pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Warm welcome, guests, staff, visitors present with us here this morning. First item would be approval of the agenda. Dave?
No additions, Mr. Chair.
Commissioners?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chair.
Motion by Commissioner Sample approving the agenda. Support?
Support.
Commissioner LaVisca supports. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Agenda is hereby adopted. Citizens' public comment. Are there any comments from visitors this morning? April, do we have anybody online?
Colorado.
Our comments from visitors, sir, if you could state your name, please.
I'm Adam Henderson from Garrison Disposal. I just wanted to come in today to introduce myself and say that we're excited to be part of the Aitkin County recycling contract.
Awesome.
Yes, welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Yep, thank you, sir. Are there any other public comments? Last call for citizen public comment. Hearing none, we will proceed to the consent agenda. Motion would be in order.
Move to approve.
Commissioner LaVisca moves the consent agenda. Support.
Support.
Commissioner Westerland supports. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Consent agenda is hereby adopted. On to County Engineer, John Welly. Welcome, John.
Morning.
Thank you and good morning. Typically, when we open bids for a project, I try to allow time before the award to be able to get you all of the materials, bid abstract from the bid, and be able to give it to you a week before with the board packet so you can look over it. I apologize that I didn't do that this time. We just opened bids yesterday on a project. I wanted to, we have a April 16th, I think, clearing requirement on that project. That's a northern long-eared bat regulation. So that's not that far away, so we wanted to expedite the contract approval process as much as possible to give the contractor time to meet that deadline. So that's why I'm here presenting the awards today rather than waiting until the next meeting. So here is the packet of information that I'll pass around. So this is going to be a little bit more information than typical. We did have a slight problem with one of the bids yesterday, and I'll explain that. So the first page of the handout lists the bid sheet as we opened the bids yesterday, and you can see from that just handwritten summation of bids, we received 7 bids. The first one we opened at the top from MJ Companies of Rice Lake, Minnesota, which is up by Duluth. They were actually the low bid in the amount of $1,640,309.75. And the other 7 bids were all, they ranged from 1.78 million up to nearly 2.4 million. So if you turn the page after bid opening, turn to the second page after bid opening, what we do is we take all of the bids and we enter them into our software, check all of the bids. And this is where we found an error. We immediately found an error within, by 2:30, I think we had found this error on the low bid, on the low contract, the contractor that had submitted the low bid from MJ Companies. There was an error in their bid, and the error is what I've shown on this second sheet. So there's two bid items: a sawing concrete pavement, sawing bituminous pavement. Quantities of each of those items were 37 lineal feet and 71 lineal feet. So what the contractors have to do is put a unit price and then multiply the unit price times the quantity to get the total price. Where they erred is, I'm sure the $1,000 and the $2,000 that show up in the total price, I'm sure they meant that to be their total price, but they erred in including that in the unit price. So that was their error. And if you turn to the third page, MnDOT specifications are very clear, and this is actually an error that happens quite frequently on our bids, but MnDOT specifications are very clear. If the extended bid item price obtained by multiplying the unit bid price by the bid item quantity is incorrectly calculated, the department will use the unit bid price to recalculate the extended bid item price. So it's very clear, that this is not new language. We've had to make this correction on numerous bids over the years. The unit price governs, and we have to recalculate a new total price, and that total price then is what's used in the summation of their bid. So when you do that, you can skip that fourth page for now, which is the award resolution, and go to the abstract of bids. So when you do that, I've given you 2 pages that is the abstract of bids. The first page. Oh no. Do you have the front and the back page?
No,
Does everybody have the front and the back page?
no, we've got page 1 and page 3.
I only have page 1 and 3 too. Who didn't get pages 2 and 4? I guess
Probably everybody.
probably everybody.
Probably didn't print on the back.
Do we have one copy of? Could you make copies quickly? I'm sorry about that. We were scrambling to pull this all together. With, like I said, we typically don't typically have this little time to get everything together in time for awards. So I guess that was my own error. I printed them 2-sided and only copied them single-sided.
You never scramble, John.
What's that?
You never scramble.
I guess I can. We all have sheet 1 though, and this is really what I wanted to show you on sheet 1. So if you look on sheet 1, which is the first page that shows the low 3 bidders along with our engineer's estimate. If you look at the highlighted figures there on sheet 1, you can see that's where the 1,000 and the 2,000 show up there as a unit bid. But when we correct that and when we do the multiplication with the quantity for those items, you can see that the corrected bid total for sawing concrete pavement for MJ Companies is 37,000, and the corrected total for the sawing bituminous pavement comes to 142,000. So when we get page 2, you will see that those corrections put them at I think I don't have the revised number either, but it's 1.8. I think 1,813,000.
Just slightly over
What's that?
just slightly over the next.
Just slightly over, about $36,000 over the low bid, which is $1,718,512.39. So when we make that correction, basically the low bid contractor that we thought upon opening bids became the second low bidder, and the lowest responsible bidder becomes Gladen Construction. When we recognize this, thank you. When we recognize this, I did send a message off to Jim Ratz yesterday explaining the situation. just making sure that he didn't see things differently, that we had to correct the total based on the unit price. And that, that would change the low bidder from MJ Companies to Gladen Construction. Jim did concur with that, which I fully expected that he would. So now you have the second page. You can see now that our total cost estimate for the project was $2,061,111. Gladen's bid, which didn't contain any errors, it was the same as when we opened the bids, was $1,781,512.39, which was 13.6% below the estimated cost. And then MJ Companies is at $1,816,309.75. That's the corrected total. Again, about 36,000, I think, above the low bid. So what I prepared is the resolution, the fourth regular letter size sheet in the packet that I handed out is the resolution to award the contract to Gladen Construction in the amount of $1,781,512.39.
Bottom line.
Bottom line, yes.
So, John, I take it that's the recommended action?
That is the recommended action. Yes.
Barring any comments or questions from commissioners?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chair.
Okay, motion on the floor accepting the recommendation and low bid by Commissioner Sample, and the motion was actually supported by Commissioner Carney. Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
I'll abstain from that because that is my road in front of my house.
Okay, I don't know that you necessarily have to abstain from that, but Dave, is that acceptable that we, since we did do not a roll call, but a collective vote, that Commissioner
Don't
Sample,
even go paving my driveway.
Commissioner Sample for the record abstained? So the motion carries and
Are you going to abstain from complaints during construction too? Is that-
Oh,
Here.
I already know who will be my
that was the
number one
basis of his
complaint.
complaint.
Yeah, what's up with that? I'm getting my road hard too, and I don't even want it.
Well, John made a comment to me one day. He goes, "Well, we could pave down to the bridge." I said, "No. I'd have one neighbor that would be calling Andrew on me a lot."
Thank you, and my apologies again for the
That's
mistake.
okay.
Thanks, John.
Thank you very much, John.
Hey, and thanks for your road crews.
Absolutely.
What you're doing on them roads, John.
On to Land Commissioner Dennis Thompson. Welcome, DJ.
Yeah, good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, DJ.
I think I see on here I had 10 minutes written. I will not need 10 minutes on this. So it's good that John ran a little long. But so what I have here, or the request today, is to have Long Lake Conservation Center recognized as a park or trail of regional significance. So this is part of the 3/8 of 1% tax amendment money. There's 4 pools that receive money from there. One of those is for parks and trails. So there's what's called the Greater Minnesota Regional Parks and Trails Commission that will accept funding applications from parks and trails that have been designated as parks and trails of regional significance. So there's a bit of hoops to jump through, kind of a procedural thing that you need to go through to become recognized as one of those parks or trails. The first step is to have a resolution from the county board that they are seeking an application into the commission to have Long Lake recognized as that regional parks or trail. And then there's also a master plan that's required. So we're working on that. Actually, the staff is, the Northwoods ATV trail system is recognized already as a trail of regional significance, so they do qualify for funding through that. And we're hoping that in the future, there might be some dollars available that Long Lake Conservation Center would be able to take advantage of. So we're dipping our toes in the water, and the first step then would be that resolution from the county board for Long Lake to be recognized.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So where does the money come? Just the state?
It's part of the tax amendment that passed the 3/8 of 1% tax amendment, the land and legacy amendment.
Oh, okay,
so
so it is the legacy.
Yep,
the
yep,
legacy.
it's the legacy. So it's, they had 4 different funding pools in there. The Lessard Sam Outdoor Heritage was one, Clean Water Legacy was one, they had one for the arts, and then they had one for the parks and trails.
That's great.
So this is one of those funding.
Do we hook up to any state trails by Long Lake at all?
Long Lake does not have any ATV trails there, and they are probably a little ways away from hooking up to any of them. But one thing about the Greater Minnesota Parks and Trails Commission, it is parks and trails, so not necessarily you don't have to have trails, or you could have just trails, but they recognize both. So, and there's quite a few parks down in the metro area that are recognized as one of regional significance that qualifies for funding. So at this point in time, we're kind of early in the process, so we're not really sure what would be available for grant dollars or what we would be looking for, but we want to make that first step to be recognized, so that in the future, if there's something that comes up, we would be ready. So
Wonderful.
It's good proactive approach.
yeah,
Commissioner Sample?
What would you do with that funding?
we're not really sure. Like I said, it's depending on what the needs are out there. Possibilities might include repaving the walking trails that are out there. I know that's one of the items that's been identified on their capital improvement plan, that eventually those sidewalks are going to need to be replaced. It could be different upgrades to facilities. We haven't identified a specific project, but I know there is a capital improvement plan with Long Lake that we would certainly be following and addressing the needs of the center, rather than just getting something that is going to cause future management issues or future maintenance costs.
I mean, I guess I'm kind of confused. Parks, everybody uses.
Yep.
Long Lake is an outdoor school.
Yep.
It's open to the public, though.
It's a park that's open to the public.
And they can use that for free?
So the trails and stuff that are out there, they can come out there and hike the trails anytime they want. The general public can. With a ski pass, you could cross-country ski out there.
Okay.
Yep.
Mr. Chair, just to maybe give a little more clarity. So this is just the step to get designated as a park of regional significance. It's not applying for any particular funding or project. Once you qualify for the designation, then you can apply separately for the funding in the future.
Thanks for the clarification.
I would make a motion to approve.
I have a motion on the floor by Commissioner Westerland approving the recommendation. Is there support?
I'll support that.
And that motion is supported by Commissioner Carney. Is there any further comments, questions, or discussion?
One question, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner LaVisca.
DJ, I see in the resolution here that this would also, which fittingly authorize you to enter agreements with the state for funding, should that come up, but those would be brought before the board as well. right?
Absolutely,
Okay,
yes,
yep,
yep.
perfect.
Further comment? Call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Thank you, DJ.
Perfect, thank you.
DJ?
Is Kathleen?
Wendy is.
Oh, okay. Hi, Wendy.
Wendy?
Welcome.
Kathleen's got it.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm here on behalf of Kathleen. So we are just here to request your approval of the statement of work for the, for CLA to perform audit duties for our GASB 96 and 87 requirements. So,
Commissioners, you've heard the recommendation.
Make the motion.
Motion on the floor adopting the recommendation of CLA. That motion was by Commissioner LaVisca.
Support.
That motion is also supported by Commissioner Sample. Any discussion? I don't know if the commissioners are aware of the chronology of this whole thing. We used to pretty much be mandated to have the state auditor to contract with the state auditor to do our audits. And thank goodness that is no longer the case. And we were allowed to go out to the free market, private enterprise. And if I recall, there was a significant cost savings, and we're keeping that money local.
And Mr. Chair, if I could.
Yes.
I was the commissioner this year that met with the CLA staff to do the initial meeting, and I just wanted to point out, like, with all of the questions of fraud and this and that going on, with these audits, they're very important, and CLA is extremely aware of the risks involved in the state these days, and they're gonna be doing deep dives into the systems that they should be, so.
yeah, they definitely have the knowledge and expertise that we don't have, so it's well
Great to
worth
work with.
contracting.
They have been really good over the years. Further discussion? If not, we'll call it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. CLA is officially adopted, I guess.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Wendy. Environmental Services, Andrew Carlstrom. Welcome, Andrew.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. 3 items on the agenda this morning. The first item is to adopt the resolution amending the Aitkin County Shoreline Management Ordinance. And I think we're all aware of that we put a lot of effort into this. It's been over a year. Several public hearings, committee of the holes, and so forth. So at this time with, I don't know, Mr. Chair, if you want me to read the resolution or?
I believe if you want to summarize, that would be sufficient. Is
Okay.
that acceptable to the board?
Yep.
Okay, so the resolution as proposed, in an effort to regulate land use practices and protect surface water quality, protect the nearshore habitat. That's really the big thing. The DNR, again, the DNR they have a conditional approval on this, and as well protect shoreline aesthetics. The Aitkin County Shoreline Management Ordinance regulates shoreline zoning with standards in place to mitigate possible adverse impacts to the health, safety, and welfare. Aitkin County is experiencing and expected to experience a continued increase in shoreline zoning applications. We very busy there. And then Minnesota Administrative Rules governs the state shoreline regulations. We know the model ordinance has been in place since 1989. And we've done amendments throughout, I think 6 or 7 amendments since probably 1992. So Aitkin County desires to amend the current ordinance in order to improve organization. Yeah, those are really the key things. Improve organization, understandability, and enforceability. So there is the resolution as proposed. So looking for a motion to approve the amendments to the Aitkin County Shoreline Management Ordinance.
It's been a long road without a turn, hasn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I'd like to commend all those involved over the
Yes,
months, years, whatever, that's been invested in this. So,
Yes, sir. A lot of hours.
Commissioners, you've heard the recommendation. A motion would be in order.
I'll make a motion.
Motion approving the recommendation by Commissioner Westerland. Support. Motion supported by Commissioner Carney. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Thank you very much. And again, thanks for all the hard work a lot of
Yes.
people have put into this.
So Andrew, will you get us books or the booklet with all the changes in it that are?
Yes, if you want a hard copy, it'll
Yeah,
be
because I
all.
only have the one that's got
Sure,
the
yep, and it'll be
crossouts.
out digital and everything. So
That-
yes, I can get
that'd
you a
be
hard copy.
perfect.
Absolutely. Yes. I made you a copy, so. Okay, so second item on the agenda is to approve the 2026 residential waste electronics collection. And this has been growing in popularity. We've seen increase in the last 3 years. In effort to encourage and offer more opportunities for Aitkin County residents to recycle used electronics and divert these items from the waste stream, respectfully requesting to schedule a residential electronics waste event day on June 6th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. out at the Aitkin County Recycling Center. I've confirmed this date with Retrofit Companies, who has served as our contractor for the past 9 years. We will continue to receive screened items for $15 each as recommended by Retrofit, and which is compatible with neighboring counties. In 2025, we charged $15 per screen item and recovered 69%. We took a
Wow.
10 or 15% jump. So we're recovering, that's big. Of the total cost of the collection events, the total collection cost was $4,907. $1,000 of it is for the supplies of the 2 staff from Retrofit, Gaylord Boxes, etc. And we took in over $3,400 for revenue for the screened items. All non-screened items are free of charge. Last year's totals from June 7th of 25, 224 households participated. That was a jump of about 25 households from 2024, and 228 screened items were collected. So requesting a motion to approve the 2026 residential electronics waste collection event on June 6th, 2026. If approved, an additional motion to approve the $400 cash in startup funds from the auditor's office.
Is there a way we could incorporate this into one motion, Dave? Just for simplicity's sake?
Yeah, I think as long as you clarify what it is you're doing, you can make that as a single motion.
Okay.
Put it next year.
Is everybody clear in that?
And I'll make that motion, Mr. Chair.
Okay, a motion on the floor to set effect by Commissioner Sample,
Support.
supported by Commissioner Labisca. Any discussion? And again, we are incorporating the additional motion to approve 400 in cash startup.
Thank you.
I guess I'd just like to thank you for the expediency that you demonstrate out there. I mean, things flow.
Yeah.
And you pop your trunk if that's where you've got your stuff and your people are taking it out, and
Yeah.
you got a well-oiled machine out there.
Yes, we have a good time. We have
So,
a good time out there.
That being said, call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
And we're always welcome to come and help.
Yes.
I used to all the time, but
And is it $15 per screened item that you do charge?
Yes, because that gets costly to dispose of.
Okay.
Yeah, $15. So that's a computer screen, that's a television flat screen, so forth.
but they don't do the towers.
The towers.
Computer tower?
The
Computer
actual
towers?
computer hard
Oh,
drive?
yes, we take those.
Oh, they do? Oh,
Yep,
okay.
yep, we take those, yep.
Yeah.
I mean, my
Wow.
personal cell.
How many do you have, Lori?
Okay,
Okay.
Surprise.
on to recycling contract.
Yes, last item on the agenda. On November 25th, Aitkin County Board approved soliciting bids to operate the recycling center and recycling drop-off locations. Aitkin County received 2 bids by the deadline of January 9th, one from Waste Management, our current contractor, and one from Garrison Disposal. On January 27th, the county board approved accepting the RFP and authorized entering into a contract with Garrison Disposal. So at this time, attached is the contract that has been reviewed and approved by the county attorney, Jim Ratz, and myself. I recommend Aitkin County Board approve the proposed recycling contract and authorize the board chair to sign the document. So yes, at this time, we're just requesting a motion to approve the recycling contract with Garrison Disposal.
Okay, and again, the discussion was held much more in depth at their last meeting.
Yes, sir.
So this just brings conclusion to that whole process.
Mr. Chair? Oh,
Motion on the floor by Commissioner Labisca, support,
I'll second.
supported by Commissioner Westland. Discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Contract is officially awarded to Garrison Disposal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Happy to be back local with that.
Yep.
Yep. Your timing is just absolutely impeccable.
You were listening in, weren't you?
I had a special helper that texted that you were running ahead, so
A buzzer?
yeah.
Welcome, Jim.
Good morning.
For those listening, Jim Bright, Facilities Coordinator for Aitkin County.
So just, it's been a little bit since I've been here to give an update on HHS. I just wanted to stop in, let you know where things are at. So we started sheetrocking on second floor last week.
Sweet.
So that's a good thing. First floor is, we've gotten all the mechanical inspections. We've got framing inspection. That's ready for rock as well. Rock was delivered yesterday for down there. So it's moving right along. Furniture, we got a quote back on our furniture bid. That came in about 25,000. Well, it'll end up being about 25,000 under what the estimate was, which is good. The reason I say about, there's some grommets that are getting cut into tables in conference rooms. Originally were in the Marco bid, but if Marco cuts them in, it voids the warranty for the furniture, so now we're switching them over to the furniture contractor. So that's why it's still up in the air just a little bit, but that will get approved here in the next couple days. Furniture will be ordered. And so that's, technology is ordered, ready to go. Archkey is the last one we have, and Archkey is our security, door swipes, things like that. They had given us a quote. We changed a couple things. We're waiting for the revised quote, but we kind of know what the numbers are going to be on that as well. So, and they're all coming in within our range of what we had estimated. So that's a good thing. So, yeah, otherwise, I don't know if there's anything else, any questions. We're schedule wise, we're staying, about where we want to be on schedule. We got a little bit behind with the cold weather. Believe it or not, the guys putting in windows didn't want to be out there in 30 below trying to handle glass, and they actually ended up breaking one piece of glass one day, and they're like, okay, we're done for a couple days here. So
Are they from Florida?
yeah.
Did they have heated trucks?
Well, they weren't super happy either because when it was nice the first part of January, they were indoors installing indoor glass, and then it got real cold and they got sent here to work outdoors. And I said, well, that's just the way construction goes. So yeah, so no, they're doing good. There's 2 windows on second floor that are not installed. One we're leaving out on purpose because they're going to put the pump truck in there. They've got to pour some cement on second floor to fill in where the old stairwell is, and that's going to happen Thursday morning. Wow. Then they can put the window in there, and the other one is where our temporary heat is running out. So they've got the frame in, but they haven't put the glass in. But otherwise, second floor is done. Next Monday, they will start on first floor. And obviously, first floor will go a lot quicker than second floor because they don't have to work off lifts and ladders and scaffolding. They can just walk around and do those. So that'll go quite quickly. So, but yeah, nothing real major has come up. We have one PR that's still pending, and that was kind of the final cleanup. There's some casework questions on there. We actually dropped some cabinets. We changed the height of a couple of cabinets into more of a work height instead of a sitting height. There was some electrical changes with where outlets went, adding a couple outlets for technology when we did our walkthroughs with technology. There's a couple other framing things that we changed, but it's just a kind of that all-inclusive last PR before rock. And so when that comes in, we should be sitting right about what I had said before about, right around half or a little bit under half of our contingency still left. And we're through the rough-in, which is exactly where we want to be. So we're doing good budget-wise. Again, I invite any of the commissioners, if you want, at any time, if it's after a meeting or anytime you want to get a hold of me and you're in town, you want to walk through, absolutely. I'll take you through the building. And
it's warm in there now?
It's always warm in there, yeah. Actually, we're shutting the heaters off because it's too warm.
Too warm.
Yeah, so no, it's been nice.
Commissioner Westerland?
So I have a question about the IT portion of this. Okay, what have we decided if and when we get money for that Health and Human Service upgrade? I can't remember what it's called. Anyway,
The modernization.
the modernization, I mean, are we gonna have to buy all new?
Mr. Chair, Commissioner Westerland. So the modernization that's being pushed through the legislature would be state back-end software upgrades that would still be accessed the same way
Okay,
from our workers.
okay, so we wouldn't have to get different computers to be compatible or, perfect. They're not gonna pay for all that modernization, are they?
Oh, just another quick update on the bonding dollars from the state. As you are well aware, when you get bonding money, you get money from FEMA, you get money from whoever. It's never they just hand you a check.
No.
So we went through, we thought everything was approved, and they said it was all approved, and then they sent us another packet of information that's got to be sent out before they issue the funds. So those questions have all been answered. That's all been sent back to WIDSETH, and they're just finalizing that to send that back into the state, and then they'll either issue the money or they'll send us another packet of stuff we got to answer. So
Do you think they're out of money?
no. Nope. So,
Just kidding.
yeah, no, they're good. So yeah, it's just a matter of finalizing these last few questions. And it was kind of, the last packet was kind of basically what our application was. It was going back through and just seeing if anything had changed from that original application, what we're doing, that type of thing. So it wasn't a big deal. It was just paperwork. So,
Well, this is a significant amount of money.
yep.
Frankly, I'm concerned. Is the state screwing with us?
No, this is common. This is very common. So, the Contegrity Group, I was talking to one of the owners, and they had one where they issued half of the bonding funds, and it was 6 months after the project was complete before the final payment was approved. And he said we're in much better shape than them as far as how it's going. So
From a cash flow concept, we're gonna have to upfront this money to the contractors, correct?
Yeah, and so currently where we're sitting, we're still within what HHS had set aside and what we were going to use out of what we had allocated out of the general fund, so out of the reserves. So we're still okay, and we won't. Project is looking to wrap up, late June probably, when I'm hoping to get everybody in there. We won't see final bills on this until probably, September, October.
From the contractors.
From the contractors and everything, by the time everything's finished up, and then you've got retainage that gets held and all of that, so.
And I know the county is in a financial position where we can affordably cash flow this thing.
Yep.
But again,
It's-
everything going on with the state, I'm frankly concerned.
Yep.
Because
No.
this is a significant amount of money.
And
Commissioner,
Yeah, that was my question was, do we have, pointing to you, do we have enough funds to cover the balance if the state doesn't come through or they delay payments?
Yeah, so we have enough funds to cash flow the project.
Okay, that's all I
And there's no reason to think the state isn't gonna come through. There simply is a long, arduous process to free up the bonding money. And a lot of it tracks back to, these are tax exempt bonds, which require a significant amount of documentation to ensure that the state's tax exempt status is maintained.
And I mean, we've been jumping through the hoops.
well, again, I don't wanna pull up any unnecessary red flags.
At every facilities meeting, we're going back and forth. And I guess my question is, we got $2 million in bond from the state and funding. But all these extra hoops that we've jumped through, how much money has that cost, this project?
Yeah, so the B3 was that's a big,
Yeah, it was.
big thing. I'm guessing we're gonna be in the $120,000 range by the time we're done with all the stuff that we had to do to get the money. But that's, I mean,
The way it
that's
is.
part of it. And, and that's been part of the hangup as well, is the B3 stuff, because there's certain criterias we have to meet before that's all issued. And we knew what the criterias were up front, but it just takes, you gotta get so far in the project before those are met. And we're there now, so,
Have we concluded with B3?
no. B3 won't be concluded until probably a year after the project is done. Yeah, it takes a while. Because they have to, a lot of the B3 stuff has to do with coming in and checking your new air handling equipment. They doing a radon inspection, doing all those type of things, but none of that gets finalized until the building is complete.
Now, is the B3 finalization contingent upon the issuance of the bond funds?
Nope. The B3, what the B3 has to do is that we are showing that we have been following what the B3 is and a plan ahead of how we're going to follow it. That was part of, at one point in time, I had brought forward a contract to have inspectors come in. That's what that was for, is those inspectors are, by signing that contract, we have said we're following the B3. They know what the B3 requirements are and they're following them, so.
And Jim, what again was the amount of the, I don't want to say anticipated, I want to be more confident, I guess, of the bonding bonding funds that we're awaiting?
The 2 million?
Yeah, 2 point,
I
was a little over 2,
I think it's
wasn't it?
exactly 2, is not?
I thought it was 2
million.
exactly.
I think it's exactly 2.
Do exactly.
Yep.
Okay,
Mr. Chair.
yes.
Okay, so, no, we agree to abide by this B3 stuff ahead of time, and we knew the the requirements for that. So, in order to get the bonding, we had to agree to that, and we have to follow that. However, we'll get the bonding before that's all finalized?
Correct, and that's because we have signed contracts with a commissioning agent, which Hallberg is our commissioning agent that we hired, so what they will do is they'll come in, they'll test. We're just saying that we've got a contract, they're gonna do the testing on the air handlers. They're gonna look at our windows, make sure the windows have been installed properly for airflow, that they meet certain requirements, which they do. We've signed a contract with Chosen Valley, who does all of our testing, so they've been testing all the products going into the building. And so that's why getting those contracts signed was important, so that they can see we've done everything we need up to this point. We've signed a contract. The contract states they will be testing these certain things that meet the requirements.
And on those contracts we've signed with the state for the requirements for that, now, they can't come back a year from now when they're testing everything and say, oh, the requirements changed and now it's this.
No,
Okay.
no, the requirements were set up front of what we had to meet.
So
It's
that
just,
contract keeps that
yes,
set, all right.
yes.
Sort of commensurate with Commissioner LaVisca's comments. What happens if we don't pass the B3?
There's, so the way it's set up, it's not like a pass-fail. Is everything that was spec'd installed according to manufacturers, and it's operating the way the manufacturer has said it will. So it's not necessarily a pass-fail that, you've got exactly 63.5% air exchange in the building every 5 minutes or something like that. It's that the equipment you've chosen fits the requirements.
So there's no adverse financial ramifications?
No.
Okay.
No.
And that's why we paid that firm to come in, because
Yeah,
they're certified with the state to make sure
Yep.
that all of the requirements.
Yep. And so like when items were being chosen for the building, those all go through, they go through either Hallberg or they go through the testing contractor that we have. There's a list of what meets the B3 requirements that you can choose off of that. And that goes all the way down to, that's gonna be in our carpeting, it's got to do with the tile, it's got to do with the air handling equipment, it's got to do with the windows, it's everything. So that's where a lot of the extra cost comes in, is just going through all these steps of making sure all this information is gathered, so. And From what I have heard, we are extremely lucky that we're doing a remodel and not a build out of the ground. If it's a new build, it's 10 times worse.
No kidding.
Yeah. So, yep. So, as we stand here and we have all these questions, consider ourselves lucky. So,
Well,
Yeah.
it seems like we're coming in under budget and right on time.
we're holding our budget and we're, and I've told Sarah this, I have told HHS when they've come through, we're fairly lucky. We have contracts signed to the 1st of August with the temporary locations that we have. And I'm not gonna bring HHS back into the building until our punch lists are done. That way we don't have to worry about contractors getting checked in, going into the FTI areas. If that takes an extra week, it takes an extra week, we're good. Sarah and I were just having conversations yesterday about, probably first part of April, we'll start having meetings as to when we're gonna start advertising that we're moving back into the building, how that's gonna look. We'll have a much better idea by then. Actually, this week, we're supposed to be getting tapers, mutters tapers coming in, starting on finishing the sheetrock. Once that happens and they're on site, then we kind of relook at that finish schedule, because then you kind of know it's about 3 weeks on second floor, they'll be taped out, we can start getting our painters in, we can start getting our tile guys in, we can start doing that kind of stuff. We can start laying out the rest of that schedule, zero it in a little bit better. Right now, we're kind of thinking most contractors will be completed the first part of June, but that, like I said, that's just kind of guesstimate right now. Furniture, if we get furniture ordered in the next week or so, that'll be here in plenty of time. I've been in contact with the signage company. That's one of the last things. They were lucky enough to be leaving for Florida for a month yesterday. But we still have time when they get back. They said that'll be no problem to get that signage done. There's not a quarter of the signage we had in this building, so a lot less signage. So,
And how long are our leases for our off-site work?
they're through the 1st of August.
So we're not in a time crunch.
We're not in a time
That
crunch,
we're
and
gonna worry about trying to get stuff in.
both when we signed those contracts, both of the agencies we're working with to rent those buildings said, if you need another month at the end, we'll do a 1 month, extension on it. So, and I don't think we're gonna need it, but they're both open to that, the situations they're in, so. Yeah.
Commissioners, any further questions pertaining to facilities?
I have one more.
Commissioner Sample?
Spring's coming, Sheriff's Boat Garage.
And maintenance building at the fairgrounds and the industrial too at the fair. Yep. I've got all 3 of them. I've actually been working on getting the electrical done, marked up, so I can get together with John and we'll start getting those through. Yep.
All right.
Yep. I want to get them out for bids.
Absolutely.
So,
Sounds good.
Yep.
Spring's around the corner, a lot to look forward to. Great update on this.
Thank you.
all right. Yeah, no, thank you. And I like I said, anytime you want to come and walk through the building, just let me know. Happy to take everybody through and look at it. We've been doing monthly walkthroughs with anybody from HHS that wants to come through. And it's gonna be real interesting because the last walkthrough, there was literally like 5 pieces of sheetrock up. By the time they come through the next time, there might even be some paint on the wall. So it's gonna change, a lot in that 1 month that they got to look at it. So
Good.
it's a good thing. So, all right.
Thanks again, Jim.
Thank you.
Good update. On to Board of Commissioner Committee updates. Commissioner Westerland?
Yep, I had East Central Regional Juvenile Center, it was online. It's where we house, obviously juveniles. We rent a bed through the corrections. And it looks like they are not hurting any. They are going to be working on the outdoor courtyard surface replacement. They need a $40,000 water softener and $30,000 worth of windows replaced. They have budget surplus of about 175,000. So I believe they're gonna move that into the capital reserves. Their total reserve funds are over $1.7 million. Anyway, MRC, I don't remember if I think I talked about that last time. We just had kind of an update on that. I had the ATV committee. Just so much going on there, so many changes again. That little park that we talked about that the DNR is doing over on their end of the ATV trail, that's up by 65. Sounds like they put a gate on it. Doesn't look like it's gonna be a little bit of trouble working with them. I'm not quite sure what's gonna happen, but we're gonna run through Porcupine Lake, which is from Malmo to Porcupine Lake is really close to 65. We're just trying to get to 65.
That's just outside the state forest for now.
Yeah. So that's kind of how that went. I don't know.
Commissioner?
Dave?
Just
Yep.
to maybe frame that up, you remember we had got some state bonding, we had gone out for bids for that trail, the bids came back way high. DJ has worked to reduce the length of the trail to get it to the state forest and then to do some of the work in-house, and the DNR has approved those changes, and so that trail should be ready to move forward and get a contractor on board and get that completed to the state forest and then access the bonding dollars that way.
Hopefully. I'm trying to be, it's been a long time.
Well, and again, I think a big thing is that when this bonding dollars were gotten, there wasn't a plan in place ahead of time.
Right.
So that makes things difficult.
It does. I met with Jessica Johnson from Talon and Amy Wyant from Aitkin County Care, looking to look for some sort of funding to help care, to see if they would be open to that. And Jessica said that they're going through the process because they're so busy with the
Merger?
the new merger, thank you. So that's one of their things, is to start helping the community. They're mostly just small projects, because you know they helped with the Tamarack Daycare Center and many other things. I also sent her the Pete Stauber thing with the small.
Yep.
So we are looking, she's gonna apply for something. We got something under our heels that we would like to do. Other than that, that's all I got.
Thanks, Commissioner. Commissioner LaVisca?
I had the library board, pretty basic business. We set our meeting schedule for the year, and that was about it. And my meetings are all over the next couple weeks.
Thank you. Commissioner Sample?
Well, we just had the facilities brief. That was a good brief.
Yes.
I'm waiting to see, when are we scheduling the next AIS meeting after that?
I don't believe it has been officially scheduled.
That's what I'm getting at. We need to get on that.
And I had some conversation with
Brian?
the Lake Aclara guy, is it Pat?
Pat
Pat
Murphy.
Murphy?
And he thought he was gonna have trouble getting folks before April just because of they're gone south for the winter. And so my last conversation, I think, with Brian was an email that went to, I think Mark and Brett as well, that I think the SWCD has the authority to move forward with this year's plan.
Sure.
Absent the committee meeting, and if he needed more direction, he should re-engage the two commissioners.
Yeah. And I mean, after that email,
Nothing, so I can follow up again.
no comment. The other thing is, and by the way, thank you and Mark Jeffers for coming. Last Thursday, we had a meeting, on Tamarack's sewer. They're getting fined, even though the MPCA pushed this system 4 years ago. This system is failing, and now the MPCA is fining them.
I thought they were putting that fines on hold.
They did for 6 months. 6 months are up. Now they're getting fined again. And so
Yeah, it's a mess.
we had Congressman Staubert a week before that at a meeting, and he gets 15 projects, but we put the thinking caps on in the city of Wright, 5 miles down the road across county lines, Carlton County. They don't really have a working sewer system. And now they're working at, and they had a meeting, the meeting will be tomorrow, to combine, working across county lines.
Yeah.
Last Thursday, we had Representative Dossett there and rural water in the cities, that if they do this joint venture across county lines, because there are joint ventures that are inside counties but going across county lines, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but it moves us up Congressman Stauber's priority list, because
For the congressional directed spending?
for the congressional district spending, because you're combining 2 counties and 2 cities, and it moves us up on the bonding bill. And the beauty about it is, we're fortunate in Aitkin County, we have 2 state reps, 2 state senators. By adding Carlton County, we have 3 state senators gonna be pushing in the bonding bill, and priority is water and sewer, and that's also the federal priority.
Yeah.
So having 3 reps and 3 senators signing off on a bonding bill, because
Don't hurt.
it's joint, that kind of gives us a little extra tick. And on this coming Thursday, I have a meeting with the District Corps of Engineers on the Big Sandy Lake project. From the county will be, from my understanding, the assessor, because Mr. Ratz is not available. Mr. Minky's not available. So when I talked to the assessor, he was gonna talk to our surveyor that understands the survey language to be there. I haven't got word back, but that's gonna be held by the Corps, and they're sending their district, the colonel and his staff, but they're gonna be meeting with our 4 townships up there, because like we talk, if the county lost 5% of their tax, you take a township like Shamrock, they're gonna lose 60-70% of theirs. That could bankrupt these townships. And so they're gonna meet with the 4 township supervisors, I've already got that coordinated, and the Big Sandy Lake Association Board will be meeting with them on Thursday.
So Brett, can I ask you, what about Cromwell and Floodwood? I mean, is their sewer systems okay? I mean, that would be 2 more cities.
But, and here's my thing, from my understanding, and Dave, you were at that meeting too.
It's a long way away.
That to push raw sewage 10 miles is doable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Once you start getting out 12, 15 miles,
it's not worth it.
then you start adding millions of dollars to the big lift stations and pump stations that are talking about. So it's kind of cool that you have 2 5 miles apart. We have looked at some of our county land that we might be able to donate. And when we said that, Commissioner Reed from Carlton County goes, well, we got higher and better and a lot more of that land right on the county border that we could give up. So that's great. The other thing is it also leaves room for expansion.
Yeah.
Talon comes on board, they have to do something with their raw sewage.
Yeah, they have to, yeah.
So just another aspect for a potential, not saying that's the plan, but the potential's there, and it would be Talon's between Tamarack and Wright.
Yep.
Mr. Chair, just a comment on the Talon piece. So the discussion was, and Talon would consider adding its household municipal waste, not adding its mining
Thank you.
Right.
industrial waste, that it would just be
No, it would just
household
be the-
wastewater.
North Dakota.
Good point.
So that's my committee updates.
Okay, did you want to comment at all on economic development, or I can? Well, Commissioner Carney?
All righty. Let's see, the end of January, I went and attended the DNR wetland reclassification at the library. It went well, got a little sidetracked off of the conversation, and we got it back on track. But the gist of the thing is they're going back through the historical records and correcting mistakes that were made, and they're re-identifying parcels that will be wet. Now, the concern to the landowner is if they're wet, if the part of their property is returned back into a wetland, what impact does it have on them? Is there an impact reduction on the tax evaluation, et cetera, et cetera? And that was all addressed. Of course, it has to go through the assessor, and you go through the process. But this is a good thing. This is not a bad thing. It's just re-identifying. They're not creating more wetlands. They're re-identifying mistakes that weren't identified. So that's that. Health and Human Services, a good meeting. We do have, I say District 5 is full with all of their participants. Unfortunately, some of the other districts are lacking. But anyway, proceeding good. They have a great path forward, presentations coming up.
Good.
I think the meetings went well.
Oh, yes.
Let's see, I've got a lot coming up. Headed out to Washington DC for the NACO conference.
When is that?
That is the 20th
2 weeks.
through the 25th.
Are you guys going, you're not going to the, oh no, that's early March.
Early March is legislative. but neither of
Legislative.
us will be there.
Now I'm going to fast forward just
He's not going either?
for personal. I have canceled my reservation for the legislative conference in March.
Okay.
I'll be heading out to Doha, Qatar on the 1st or 2nd of
Woohoo.
March and be there till the 19th.
Okay.
So I will try to attend. If I can't get on to attend the meeting, the next commissioner meeting in March, during that time frame, I will notify the administrator that I'll be listening in and maybe not participating since I'm overseas, if that's okay with the board.
Yep.
And then I'll be back on the 19th. So, and all my other committee meetings, just for your edification, AOEA, ACA, and ARDC can all be done virtual teams,
And I
or
can go too,
which I can be on.
whatever, or your
Okay.
alternate can go.
In the joint, I'll tell you what happens.
Excellent. And that's all I have.
Thanks, Commissioner. HHS Advisory, Commissioner Carney updated. We did have another excellent presentation
Yes.
from our county recorder. And that was on the property deed fraud, one that she had gone through here. It prompted a lot of good questions. And like Commissioner Carney indicated, it was very good, very productive meeting, couple of new members, and it was all good. We did also have an Economic Development Committee meeting on January 28th. Again, another excellent presentation from Tamara Loney. And she is a new addition to the APT, American Peat Technologies.
Awesome.
And I believe, Dave, correct me, I think she was former Economic Development Director for Itasca County.
I think so.
Wow.
Comes with a wealth of knowledge and just laid out a lot of plans. Of course, the greatest plans laid by mice and men. And with the properties across the street, the old ironworks, there's some dynamics going on there, but they're being addressed. They are APT moving forward very handsomely. So it was, and I'm sure they'll be here to give the entire board some updates. We did have a couple, grant applications. One, Hill City was approved. There was one that just appeared not to meet the criteria. Excuse me, so that was, that was not approved. Other than that, just kind of general updates on economic development. We did, Commissioner Sample and I had a dog hearing. Dave, County Administrator, and myself and Commissioner Sample were the, and those things are never easy. You know, you love dogs and stuff, but
So didn't we talk one time that we were gonna try to get a dog board?
we did, that's what this is.
And I think that's,
There was a time when
Yes.
the entire county board was the dog
yeah. we had the-
authority.
Oh,
And we spent
the
countless
animal-
hours, yeah, Animal Control Board, we spent countless hours of board meeting time doing the dog
just
stuff.
dogs, yeah.
So like Commissioner Westernen said, we remanded this to the formation of a committee. And that committee is made up of the administrator, of 2 commissioners at random. Because the commissioner representing the district where the complaint is coming from cannot partake. So it's interesting, but we did save a lot of time.
That's your committee openings.
I think we should just direct it to
On
the
HHS?
sheriff's
Yeah.
office.
I know I've got 2, I got the word is out.
Yeah, and like Commissioner Sample said, he didn't even know that his district was missing, so.
And I think that's due to the fact that a couple just kind of
Right, well, they timed
fizzled
out.
out, they timed out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Still got Marcia.
But we need to know about it so that way we can go out in our districts and tell,
Yeah,
recruit for it.
District 2 has two openings, District 3 has 1, and District 4 has.
And this is the Health and Human Services
One.
Advisory Committee.
advisory.
Yeah, I think it's 1. It says 2 on the portal, but I think it's 1 because the nurse is part of, right? So I think it's just 1 in yours too.
Yeah, cause Liz is on
Liz is
that,
on
right?
that committee, yes.
Yeah, District 2 has always been very
It's very
good
hard to
about
get it filled.
stepping up, but I'll have to check it out.
And I know I've got the word out here, because I had 2 that, whose terms expired, so. Yeah,
I got somebody that-
that is all that I have. Anything else? Thanks, everybody, for keeping us on a timely target here today. So,
Move to adjourn.
Second.
motion on the floor for adjournment. Commissioner LaVisca, supported Commissioner Westerland. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Meeting is hereby adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
No, I'm done. Where are we meeting?
Where would you like to meet?
Oh, I don't know.
We can meet right here if you want. We can
Doesn't
go-
matter to me. I'm gonna hit the restroom and then I'll be in.
What do you got for me? April, do you have any other